10 cats. You do the math. It's Rachel Riley. Wham Bam Thank You Jam. It's Jamali Maddix. And their team captain, Rob Beckett. And facing them tonight, straight out of Successville, it's Tom Davis. Hey, Sara, it's Sara Pascoe. And their team captain, Ashley Mead. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 40% of Britons have trouble getting to sleep? Not my girlfriend. She can fall asleep at the drop of a trouser. 20% of British OAPs are unhappy. We don't know about the other 80% because no one's visited in a while. And according to scientists, ironing burns 157 calories an hour. But that can't be true. Otherwise, why is your mum so fat? Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. Ashling's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about?
Well, I'd say it's our dear old pal in America, Lord Trump, the evil. He has fired James Comey, who's the head of the FBI, for investigating Trump into what was some probably dodgy dealings with Russia. And so now he's fired him in quite a dramatic way. And I'd say even Kim Jong-un's a bit like, come on, mate, this is a bit bad.
The guy found out on the news. Like, he found out on the news. He's the head of the FBI. Like a spy. Yeah.
He also thought it was a prank. But I actually like the idea that it would have been a prank. And Trump would have just phoned him an hour later going,
I think Trump misses The Apprentice and just wants to fire someone on telly again.
Yeah.
He wrote this really weird letter that said, it's definitely nothing to do with Russia, and thank you for not investigating me. I'm not being investigated, you're fired. Nothing to do with that, have fun.
He's basically doing the political equivalent of like, hey, guys, look over there.
So whatever country, it's always Russia, isn't it? That Putin's a right nosy bastard, isn't he? If he was your next-door neighbour, he'd be popping his head over the fence, wouldn't he? If you live next door to Putin, he's like, oh, got a new barbecue, have you? Yeah. You can see it, 'cause you're standing on yours looking at my new one.
What do you think, Jamali?
Do you know, it's just since the controversy came out, and it's like they asked Edward Snowden's opinion, and it's just like they're always asking Edward Snowden's opinion. It's like, okay, we get it, Edward's got an opinion, but it's like they ask him about everything. It's like next thing be like, so what do you think of Kim Kardashian? Like, it doesn't matter.
That said, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I asked what you thought, and you went,
Sorry.
I don't care what Edward Snowden thinks.
Yeah!
There's a reason I haven't booked him on the show. I've got you here, I care what you think. What do you think? It's not passing the buck.
I'm sorry, it's just Edward Snowden, because you know, everyone, like...
Stop it!
No one gives him shit, and he deserves to be given some shit sometimes.
So, Sarah, what do you make of Donald Trump?
Do you know what? I don't like him. They said to him, oh, look, we've read all through Hillary Clinton's emails, and there's nothing there that breaks the law. And he was like, nope, you didn't have time to read them.
No one's reading them all, are they? It's too many, innit? I can't get through mine. I'm having a row with Caroline from Hungry House at the moment. They make up a name on Hungry House. And it always goes to Caroline, hi, a message from Caroline. Hi, Rob, fancy something to eat? You're not real, Caroline. You're an algorithm, Caroline. Stop pretending like we bonded over half a chicken once.
I feel sorry for James Comey, though, because how can he get another job now as a spy, now that he's famous? Which also brings me to, why is James Bond known as a great spy? Hello, I'm Bond, James Bond. Oh, God, I'm not supposed to tell me people.
I think they keep changing his face, though, don't they, with actors?
That's true.
Does help.
That's why.
You in the running for Bond?
No.
You'd make an amazing Bond.
I don't. I look like someone tried to make Daniel Craig and I turned out.
Should we put it in the microwave? Oh, no. What's happened?
Another martini, anyway. I'm dying here.
I'd be an awful spy on the basis that everyone would see me coming. I literally wouldn't be able to hide, would I? I'd walk into somewhere and they go, that bloke was in the market yesterday.
Do you look different? Do you look different without your glasses?
I mean, yeah, this is as described
Who
as I can
is
go,
he?
yeah.
Did I try on your glasses?
Yes.
Did I make a good spy? Because this is all it takes sometimes. People are like, oh, hey, Aisling, who the hell are you? I want to vomit, you're so blind.
I know.
OK, let's have a look and see if Trump is up there. Yes, it's Donald Trump firing the head of the FBI. This is the most shocking thing Trump has done since, well, lunchtime. Rob's team, what have the nation been talking about?
Is it the old election? The old snap election? Make it sexy and cool, don't they? Snap! Snap! Election time! It's election!
I think Rob's having a breakdown.
I thought a snap election was when both of them thought about it at the same time. Yeah. Snap out! I don't think there should have been an election in the first place because Theresa May called one on the basis that the government is divided. But that's the whole point of democracy. You have to have some sort of opposition. Like, you can't just ring up Wimbledon and say, do you know what? Andy Murray has been hitting that ball over that net, and every time someone hits it back, we've got to get rid of the other side. There's supposed to be people to go against.
You know the new leader of UKIP, what's Theresa May? No, but she's like going on with all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like she started to like nick Ed Miliband's like policies. Yeah. She's gone, oh, we got to keep energy prices down now. It's only because if it's a cold winter, they lose half their voters. Do you know what I mean?
She was on the One Show with her husband this week, and it did make me question quite a lot of things about my life because they talked about her shoes, and I instantly saw them and I knew they were from Russell and Bromley. And until that moment, I thought Russell and Bromley was cool.
I really liked her husband on it. I thought what he wore like really flattered his figure and his curves. I thought it was a really...
I thought they came across really well in this interview.
Did you?
No, I did. I honestly thought they were really charming. And even in this interview, they had the thing about, oh, yes, she's a very difficult woman. I think she comes across quite sweet sometimes. And then I remember that she thought it was all right that nurses used food banks.
You're a Labour supporter. You're a member of the party,
Yes.
right? Do you think he's got any chance of winning?
I like him.
Yeah, but do you think he's got a chance of winning?
Honestly, I find politics so confusing. And every time someone says that someone is unelectable recently, they have won.
Well, I think the thing about Corbyn is, right, you can look at all, like, the media are against him and all of his policies get leaked and failed, but, like, the bottom line is, you look at him, he just looks like a silly old bastard, doesn't he?
He kind of looks like your auntie's new boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? He had that sort of vibe of just like, oh, when you bringing Jeremy back for dinner?
I sort of judge it a bit like this. I think when you're a kid at school, the Mays, you'd have gone round there for tea, and they'd have looked at you and gone, we don't really like him. And I think Jeremy Corbyn would have given you a chance. It's the way I look at it is Stormzy likes Jeremy Corbyn, so I'm going to vote for Jeremy Corbyn.
But Jeremy Corbyn's upped his game this week, but it feels a bit too late. Like, he's come out with some amazing stuff about zero-hour contracts and not selling arms to Saudi and all this kind of stuff. But I feel a bit like he's had a Viagra at the end of the orgy. People are sort of pulling on their jeans, asking for a glass of water from the host. Like, it just feels like a little too late.
I would agree with you until, didn't he just, in the last couple of days, run over a BBC reporter? I think we're about to see vengeance, Jeremy.
I just feel like he's offering so many things. Like, he wants to scrap tuition fees that Labour put in to start with, and he's offering money for NHS. It's like he's like skipping through a field of flowers, just like tossing stuff around, where he can't actually get any of it done. And he's got Diane Abbott saying he's going to pay all these police people 30 quid a head.
Oh, she thinks the election's on the 49th of July.
OK, well, let's have a look and see if the general election is up there. Yes, the general election campaign. The Tories have pledged to cut migration, presumably by making the country so shit no one wants to come here. I know he's got his critics, but I think Corbyn is the man for the job, as long as that job is running an organic hummus stall at an artisanal food fair. Corbyn is soft on defence, soft on law and order, and hard on Diane Abbott.
They used to do 69ers, or Diane Abbott called it 63 and a half.
Fingers on buzzers. What else do the nation be talking about?
The Russians are invading Britain's Got Talent.
Yes. So this is a Russian contortionist act, caused controversy when they arrived on Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah, I could do that. No, I couldn't. But I feel like we could, like, Sarah, just let me under there for a second.
All right, then.
I feel like it's easy enough to, like,
Don't hit your
pretend you can, like... and then...
I think that's what's going on there. They just cut around it.
Yeah. Your shoe was so red and like beaky, it looked like something for the Muppets that we had a Muppet.
Oh, hello, old friend. How are you? All right, OK, then bye. So Ireland's got no talent.
I tell you who's got the most talent on Britain's Got Talent.
Go on.
Amanda Holden's agent. She does nothing else. What's the last thing she did apart from that?
Les Dennis? Tom, what would your talent be?
I'd like to do something a bit sort of, I don't know, weightlifting maybe or something like that and really fail. I'd like to fail on Britain's Got Talent.
But are you strong? What can you lift? Like, what's your...
I've been bench pressing life for the last couple of years. I actually find that more impressive.
Jamali, what would your talent be?
I beat the world record of how long I could spin a pillow on my finger. Right? And I did it, and I applied, and I was like, yo, I can do this better. And they messaged me back saying, like, yeah, but we don't want to accept it.
You can spin it?
I could spin it.
So just say, I don't have any talent.
Oh, it's got a cushion.
I'll get this. Would that be okay?
A little bit, I could maybe do it with this. Let me see how light it is.
Okay.
What's the point
Is it too
of that?
light?
It's off a skin.
Yeah,
Is it too light?
It would have. Actually, no, it's too light. Stupid thing. What's up, Jimmy? Huh?
Well, I mean, please.
Jamali, you are the Susan Boyle of this show.
There we go, Jim said it was no talent. Come on, big bollocks.
Oh, Jim. How tough could this possibly be? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, no, that is pretty tricky. OK, I can tell you Britain's Got Talent is not one of the most talked about things, but the four-piece Russian contortionist act managed to get 4 thumbs up. Well, that is what I call a finale. OK, fingers on buzzers. OK, what do you think?
Cheese.
There is a story about cheese. What's the story about cheese?
I like cheese. And
Yeah, that's it.
News just in.
apparently healthy.
So they're saying that cheese, milk and yoghurt do not increase the risk of health problems.
Yeah, good. Be good for you now, isn't it?
Jamali, do you eat a lot of cheese, mate?
No, yeah, like, I do eat too much.
It's great news for the cheese industry. They're dancing on the streets of Cathedral City.
Tom, how much cheese do you eat in a day?
Tell you what, Jimmy, I'm trying to lose weight at the moment.
Right.
You look really well, Tom, as well.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. That actually means a lot.
That hat looks loose.
Yes, I don't think... I've lost 3 stone around my head. I find the trouble is where people keep changing what you can and can't eat. I've kicked at cheese, and now people are saying cheese is good for you. I don't know where I stand, Jim.
You're a vegan, right, Sarah?
I am,
Of
but I'm a
course.
bad vegan.
A bad vegan?
Yeah.
How do you mean a bad vegan?
Well,
Do you mean you
okay.
go on about it?
OK, so all veganism means... Oh, please tell us, Sarah. All it means is you're not supposed to eat or wear anything that comes from animals, whether they've given up their life or they've been farmed for it or whatever. And the reason I'm a really bad vegan is I really love taxidermy. But it's the same reason for both. Like, I'm a vegan because I love animals, and that's why I love taxidermy, because you can kiss them and they don't run away.
You also say that animals have given up their life, like it's a choice. Like they've turned around and gone, you know what, I want to be eaten. Like it's a suicide bomber type thing.
You know what, Tom? If animals don't want to be eaten, why are they made out of food?
Exactly.
My first boyfriend, he actually wouldn't eat cheese, but he'd only eat yellow stuff, so he'd only eat, like, chicken nuggets and chips.
Middle of egg.
I don't think, like, nothing with, like,
Middle of egg.
sauce.
If only there was a name for that.
Had to be...
For middle of egg. Can you think of a name for middle of egg? There's no name. There Or is it
They should have named it. They should have named it.
because the outside bit of egg and the middle of egg.
This is my issue with the world.
Middle of
There's too
egg.
many names for things. We don't need another one. Middle of egg, we know where we are.
Well, I can tell you the new study on dairy is not one of the most talked about things this week. But if you think cheese doesn't pose a health risk, then you've clearly never tried to peel the foil off a Dairy Lee triangle in the fast lane of the motorway. I'm lucky to be here, people. OK, fingers on buzzers. Another thing to get.
Is it a French election?
Well, I think people are dying to know what your view is on the French election.
Macron. He won.
Macron, yeah, he won.
To be fair, he sounds like an affordable laptop, not a leader. Macron. I wouldn't trust a Macron to connect to my wireless printer, not run a country. But, and he's a missus. He's 24 years old, old Nanny Macaroon.
There's been a huge controversy about this because it's his drama teacher from school.
Yeah.
That he ended up marrying.
So he's got to bang his old teacher and then now running the country. He's like living the dream.
It's all right for her going out with someone 24 years younger, but if I do it, I'm a pedo, apparently.
That's because, like, you're 30.
Yeah, I know.
For legal reasons, I need to point out he didn't sleep with his teacher when he was at school.
Well, also, she's working for his government, so the really interesting thing is she's working for him for free in charge of education. Like, what is she going to be saying to the other teachers? It's like, flirt hard.
It does make you think differently about all of your old teachers. So, Sister Bernadette, call me.
Tom, what do you think? I mean, I know you're not huge on French politics.
I'm not huge on any politics, but he's a decent-looking fella. He makes me feel a bit of a waster, because he's handsome and he's leading the country now, and he's the same age.
Oh, is he the same age as you?
Yeah.
In fairness, though, I think leading France is not right for you.
No.
Do you have any words? Do you have any, like...
I am the kind of guy who just walks in somewhere and goes, one beer,
So
or
you
the
don't
world.
have a friend?
Huh?
Don't have a friend?
No. I'm not travelling on your own.
This is the saddest story I've ever heard.
Thank you, Sara.
Well, let's have a look and see if the French election is up there. Yeah. Yes, Emmanuel Macron is the new president of France. People are making a big deal of the fact that Macron's wife is 24 years older than him, and yet nobody's bothered that Melania Trump is sleeping with a man 24 years older than her. Apart from Melania Trump, she's really bothered about it. So those were the nation's most popular talking points, but in other news, Harry Potter star Emma Watson has won a gender-neutral award for her role in Beauty and the Beast. If you don't know what a gender-neutral award is, basically, it doesn't matter whether you've got a wand or a chamber of secrets.
I call it middle of woman. Keep it simple.
OK, at the end of that round, Rob, Jamali and Rachel have 2 points, Aisling, Tom and Sarah have 1 point. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. Aisling, Tom, Sarah, what do you like the look of?
What do you think, Tommy?
I'm going to go with this alien. I like the alien.
OK, well, the new Alien film was released on Friday, so we asked our studio audience, do you believe in aliens, yes or no? What do you think?
Are we allowed to ask them?
No.
What
We
did you
asked
say?
them earlier.
I was put off by aliens by E.T. I always found he was really needy, wasn't he? At first, it'd have been amazing finding E.T. Going, oh, my God, I found an alien. That's incredible. It's so cool. And then he literally, like, it was, oh, fucking hell, he needs this, he needs that. He needs to build a fucking spaceship.
I remember as kids, we went on the Alien, the E.T. Ride in Disney World, and we got to sit at the front, and these Americans were like, and what are your names, honey? And we were completely sunburned because Irish people shouldn't be taken out of the country. And we were like, we're Aisling and Sinead. And we went on, and as it recorded our names down, and then towards the end it went, goodbye, it's all in and see you. It was great crack, though.
Rachel, you're intelligent, you're famous for being intelligent. Do you believe in aliens?
Well, my mum used to be part of an alien search club.
Oh.
Like, they had membership cards and everything. They used to go to this windmill in Rayleigh and have little meetings.
I think she went dogging and she didn't want to tell you. Where are you going? We're looking for aliens, love. There were flashing lights.
The car was covered in plasma.
They came right up to the whisper. The car was covered in plasma.
I know. I haven't been fully supportive of that kind of thing, but yeah, I mean, Stephen Hawking would believe in aliens. There's more chance that they're out there than they're not.
It'd be pretty
probability.
solipsistic to believe it was just us, wouldn't it be? Like,
Yeah, plus there's people like Jimmy, kind of bridging the gap. There's something different about you, isn't there?
How dare you? I'm a robot built on Earth.
I think aliens are rubbish. They do, it's like... Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a few lights and a couple of crop circles.
Oh, my God.
Just circles. They're all this, like, amazing, like, another race of whatever, it's extraterrestrials, and they just do some circles on the floor. Neil Buchanan in Art Attack done a horse out of duvets. And now it's the advanced brain just doing circles in crops. What a boring thing to do. I've done 5 trillion miles to fuck up a farm.
There are some experts out there. I mean, I don't know whether this would sway you, but take a look at this guy, clearly an expert on UFOs.
What do you think? Do you believe in UFOs?
Oh yeah, yes sir, definitely. They're out there, man. I've seen them. I've been out there, Aurora, Texas. They got them little graves and stuff. They're out there, man, and I'm flying in the plane. I'm always hallucinating, but who really knows what I'm looking at? You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Well, but there's no proof of this. Just people's accounts.
You're right, there's no proof, but, I mean, there's no proof of Jesus or, you know, people go in the restroom until they tell you about it, you know what I mean? That's just kind of the way I see things.
Yeah, that seems funny until you realise that's Donald Trump's new head of science.
That's the type of guy who made a documentary that I watch. I go, sounds legit.
I feel like every time they ask an American about aliens, they always have that accent. Well, I don't know what I saw, but there was a cow out there yesterday, and next thing you know, it's pregnant, and now I got a green baby cow on my lawn. They always have that like they're from the South.
OK, what about you, Sarah? Do you think our audience will agree?
I think people believe in some form of aliens, so I think it will be yes.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with yes. I think people do.
Yeah.
I think people like to think that there's a bigger world, aliens and ghosts. I always think who would win in a fight between an alien and a ghost.
What's the fight over?
Who's the most real, I guess.
So what do you guys think? Rob, do you think our audience will believe in aliens?
Yeah, I think they do. I think they... Do you think they believe?
Yeah, no, they definitely look like alien believers.
So you're saying yes, you're saying yes. Well, I can tell you the answer is yes. 73% of our studio audience do believe in aliens. So at the end of that round, it's 3 points for Rob and 2 points for Aisling. The winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. The top cause of family arguments.
Oh.
Incest.
I mean, it's going to be a big argument, but I don't think it's going to be the biggest necessarily.
Did you see that couple that they couldn't get pregnant and they went to the doctors to see why, and they turned out they were twins?
What?
It was a couple of months ago. They're twins. They were adopted, but they didn't know they had and they knew the same birthday, and everyone used to joke like, "Oh, it's funny," because they used to celebrate it together. And then it's only when they went to try it, they couldn't conceive, that they found out.
Oh my God.
That was always my biggest fear when people say, oh, you date someone who looks like you.
Who would you date that looks like you?
No, I didn't know it was someone who looked like me.
Is this what your wife looks like? Like this is a picture of your wife.
OK, so top cause of family arguments, and let's agree, it's not incest.
In my family, it's Friends.
What's sorry?
The TV show Friends.
Go on.
My dad has just retired recently and he started watching Friends. And I went round there the other day and he was sitting on the sofa and my mum went, be careful, your daddy's in a bit of a mood. And I said, why? He said, he's been watching Friends. So I said, what's the problem? So I went in there and said, what's up with this watching Friends? And he said, this fucking Chandler. He's doing my fucking Sweden. He said, I like the others. I like Monica, Ross, lovely pair of kids, credit to their parents. Rachel's lovely, Joey, even Phoebe, I could stick her. But he's always got something to say. You never get sick of smashing the geezer. But to watch an episode of Friends with him is a thing of beauty. Because he'll sit there and he'll be going... and Chandler will come in and go, did I not believe that? And he'll go... Steven.
Actually, arguments in your house. What's the biggest argument?
The pronunciation of muesli. My mother says muesli, Sarah, every single time.
We
muesli.
are always fine about that in my house.
How do you say
Cornflakes.
it? She goes, do you know what I like now, Aisling? Muesli. Muesli, Mammy. There's like a pretend Y there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Muesli. No. Muesli. Normally. Oh, say
My
no, mother.
My mum says humus.
So does mine.
Oh my God, they're sisters.
Support group.
OK, top cause of family arguments. What do you think? Jamali?
How about money? I think the idea of like will money, like when someone dies, who gets the money?
Well,
like,
that's not...
I'm like, you know, my grandma, like I love her, she's dear to me, but she's coming to the end. I'm trying to, you know, we're thinking. Like, no, but I mean, like, if it's got time, death happens, right? And like you know, and like you gotta like, you know, I think I deserve a car.
Is it true you still live with your mum?
Yeah. Oh, thanks for exposing that. I appreciate that. Yeah. But right. No, I still live with my mum. And do you know what makes it worse? Is I live in my mum's attic.
Does she know you're up there?
You don't know I'm there, yeah.
Oh, well, that is something. That's not as bad as it could be.
No, but yeah, I live at home.
Rachel, what do you think? What causes fights in your house?
Sometimes I get like an angry text from my dad that says like, I don't even like sunflowers. And it turns out 2 months ago when we recorded Countdown, I said something about them and they've ended up on TV or like my mum's been dogging or something like that.
I think it's probably less about the sunflowers and more about the dogging, isn't it? Rob, what else causes arguments in your house?
Being volunteered for something.
Ooh.
You know, when you come down and my missus goes, "You're OK to take my mum to the airport, aren't you?" Oh. Well, no, but she's there with a coat on and a passport in her hand. Looks like I'm having a trip down the M25, aren't I?
I don't understand the airport run anymore. With the event of Uber, I don't understand why you've still got to pick people up from the airport, but you do.
The money.
Yeah, because some people pay tax and have to get trains.
Fair enough.
That's some proper rich dude shit to say as well, like, why doesn't everyone just get a private car? Can't you just pay a man to jump on his back and run there?
I genuinely don't understand. OK, so top cause of family arguments. I would say it's people being inconsiderate.
Oh, like milk back in the fridge, empty things back in the fridge.
You're in the right kind of area.
Housework, dividing housework.
And that's exactly it, yeah.
A point.
Cool.
Yes.
Well done, Sara, Pascoe.
Yes, the top cause of family arguments is people being messy. I often come home and find my girlfriend's left things lying around. Shoes in the lounge, trousers in the hallway, boxer shorts on the landing, and a man's shirt on the bedroom floor. She's so bloody messy. All right, here's your final question. Top way to waste time.
Oh. Is it when you say a word over and over again until it sounds really weird? Cucumber.
What is it even? Cucumber.
This is a waste of time.
Cucumber.
What does it even mean?
Hang on. Rob genuinely doesn't know what cucumber is. He's going to go, what is it?
Green banana.
It's just a small marrow, isn't it? Just call it a small marrow. So, Jamali, how do you waste time?
I play video games, spin pillows, I follow dreams.
Sure.
People do
I'll do it. What about you, Rachel? Presumably, I mean, Countdown's the main one.
Well, Countdown, yeah. It does like go into regular life. So whenever I see like a 3-digit number on a hotel door, I have to like factorise it. Or if I see a name, I have to put an anagram. So Tom Davis is an anagram of sad vomit.
Oh, that's great.
And Jamali Maddix is an anagram of Madam Jail Dicks.
That does kind of suit me.
Tom, if you've got time to kill, what do you do?
Tickling.
Tickling? Tickling. You waste time tickling.
I like tickling people. I mean, you get pulled up for it being a 6'7" man.
Do people ever react nicely to it? Because I think it's actually like a form of torture.
Like I say, people sort of like laugh a little and look a little bit awkward.
Is this like someone in Pret is serving you?
No.
Being polite.
I'll do it on Jimmy because it's weird.
What?
I'll sort of make conversation.
Okay. I think you need to have nerve endings.
Right, sure.
I'll have a little bit of a joke and then I'll sort of go in for, and then go like for a little tickle. Like that.
Jimmy's so cute.
Oh my God, I'm so hard.
Yeah. I like that.
That's it's quite a good technique.
Right.
Yeah, it's a strong...
It's a lot of practice, Jimmy.
Do you know what the lovely thing about that was? I absolutely felt like a little kid.
Yeah.
Because he's so enormous, you sort of go... Oh.
We look like... we genuinely look like Sophie in the BFG.
I feel if you just stand behind me for a second, I feel I will look... I've never looked more like a ventriloquist dummy.
I'm sure it could make you look a little bit more like that.
Hang on, don't put that hand there. OK, so top way to waste time.
Internet.
YouTube, internet.
YouTube. Well,
Social media.
Internet, yeah, internet.
No, social media. Don't you tell me what I'm guessing, Jim. Is it internet?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you. Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you the top way to waste time is browsing the internet. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Aisling, Tom and Sarah have 3 points. Rob, Jamali and Rachel have 4 points. They're the winners! Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.